Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 3 now in a series between Slavik and SeoHyung. Here on Ohana, we have FXO Slavik spawning as the orange Zerg on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Lights SeoHyung spawning as the red Terran. If you guys did not know, SeoHyung was part of VVV, then moved to Check 6, and now I believe is affiliated with Light, as we are going into Game 3, the deciding match in this best of 3 series, with a very, very good series between these two players, as we are now already seeing a very early SCV building a supply depot, and we may be seeing perhaps a proxy barracks. Alright, SCV taking a very, very roundabout way, getting up the ramp. Where is this SCV perhaps going to travel to? That is the key question here. It could make its way down here, or it could just go ahead and try and build Marines off over here, as the second SCV is already underway. One barracks is down. This is going to be a double proxy racks barracks rush going up against Slavik, who is he going for a fast hatchery? No, he is not. So Slavik, perhaps having his spider sense tingling, suspected that something may be awry. And we already see that the barracks has been placed down here. Now a drone will be coming in just a moment, and Slavik has to wonder what is going on. Now, I'm sure Slavik is going to come up the ramp, take a look around, and based upon the number of SCVs that he sees inside the base, he may suspect that this is going to be a proxy barracks. This is one of those situations where two SCVs make all the difference in terms of whether or not you're getting proxy rushed or if it is a fast command center. Command center should already be down. The drone did not make its way down over here. Does perhaps suspect that it is a proxy rush, as the bunker is already being placed down. Drone now taking a look around. What is it going to find? Two more Marines now being trained. One already underway as the bunker is being placed down here. Alright, the drone is going to spot this double proxy barracks, and that is just an absolute horror for most Zerg players. Now it is going to be up to Slavik to perhaps react and respond perfectly to this. Is the drone going to get taken down? Yes, it will. And we may perhaps see more bunkers being placed down as well. That's really what we need to see right now, as the drones are just mining away. There's that spine crawler. A new spine crawler needs to be added, as the Marines are now going to be fighting at that there. Are they going to be able to get inside? Yes, they will be able to, as they are now fighting back. Double spine crawlers here. What's going on? The spine crawlers are just making their way over. The Marines need to jump inside the bunker and actually do something. Perhaps building another bunker, as more Zerglings are coming out. Slavik does not have any queens. This is a huge gamble, as we now see a queen now trying to be trained. Is this going to be enough? The Zerglings still adding more and more. 4 more Zerglings about to come out, but the hatchery looks like it may fall anyways, as the spine crawlers are now making their way over. Alright, hatchery down to 100 and some odd hit points. 90, 70, it may fall, and the damage has been dealt, as the spine crawlers and SCVs are now repairing. Is this going to be enough? There is the salvaging on that bunker, and 75 resources refunded. Take a look at the losses. 35 resources compared to 400, in addition to the lost mining time. That is going to be a huge hit. We are now even in terms of resources. There is that hatchery now trying to be reestablished. The spine crawlers perhaps should uproot themselves so they do not start bleeding to death, as SeoHyung has dealt a devastating first blow. Alright, Queen now making its way down. Is it going to be able to perhaps lay down a creep tumor in time? I don't believe so. All of that creep is receding rather quickly. Slavik not even bothering to train up an overlord with that one lone larva there. Spine crawlers are going to start to bleed. Oh, there you go. A little unknown trick to uproot your spine crawlers so that they do not bleed to death. And they actually regenerate hit points when they're uprooted. So how nice of that, as the spine crawlers do have very slow movement speed, at least for right now. Barracks are coming back home. We now see a 21 SCV to 18 drone advantage. If the barracks all of a sudden added on a reactors and then really cranked up the Marine production, that could cause Slavik a bit of trouble. Slavik now lacking not only in resources, but also in larva. He's been stuck on one hatchery with one queen for far too long. And that does mean he's taking a significant hit in terms of overall production. Queen's now going to be making its way over. Double spine crawlers on the ramp now. Harvester count is 25 to 24 as more drones are being added here. But we do have the benefit of a third command center for SeoHyung and an upgrade to an orbital command. Double engineering bays also coming in as well. SeoHyung going double engineering bays, also going stim pack with a reactor. It looks as though this is going to be a little bit of a defensive game on both sides. And SeoHyung doing a good job. He's just trying to make sure that Slavik isn't getting back into this game, economically speaking, by trying to take up another base. That's a very common strategy for Zerg players. When they know that they are even on bases, they know that they need to expand and expand quickly. Now, I am still surprised that Slavik has not yet set up a macro hatch. Macro hatch would be very beneficial for him, especially since he is going to be sitting at tier 1 for quite some time. What some of the benefits of Zerg is that the larva has the potential to be any Zerg unit, or actually any Zerg building. Now, if you're being forced to train up a lot of Zerglings, that means that you need more larvae, as opposed to if you're trying to train up Mutalisks or Ultralisks. One Ultralisk takes a lot more supply, takes a lot more resources, but it only still takes one larva. So that's that magical, mystical third resource that I talk about for Zerg players, trying to balance and make sure that they spend their larva efficiently. Zerg now slashing away at these rocks here. Still no base down over here. And I believe SeoHyung, running up on 3 bases, doesn't need to make an attack. He actually believes that, or SeoHyung actually believes that he can hit 200 over 200 resources faster than Slavik. If you take a look at the income tab is slightly in favor of Terran, as Terran does have the benefit of those additional mules. Supply depots now trying to be placed down here, but the Zergs are simply going to run by and catch a couple of SCVs and mules. Those mules are now going to try and run away. The Marines are there. One SCV almost escapes. Yes, looks like it will be able to do exactly that, as the supply depots are just constructed in time to prevent a quick and hasty retreat. So, double or bunker here. Perhaps we'll even see a bunker here, so that the bunkers are actually covering each other just a little bit, as we are now establishing that third base for Slavik. 47, 48 SCVs versus 46 drones. More and more drones are being added now, but SeoHyung, with the benefit of that third base and that mule count, should be able to get a much stronger income going into the mid-game. We are taking a look at the supply advantage, 93 to 73, a 600 resource difference in terms of their army at this stage. But that's nothing a couple of banelings could not easily take care of. Infestation pit, double extractors, queens just in position now. Where are we going to be traveling to next, as the drones are doing a little bit of long distance mining back home there. Let's take a look at things. We are going into a very heavy barracks play. SeoHyung, known for perhaps a lot of bio, going into one factory and also one starport. The Overlord is actually going to get shot down off over here. And SeoHyung has been doing a good job Overlord hunting. Zerglings trying to engage against the Marines. Only half of the Zerglings left. The other half stuck behind, allowing the Marines to pretty much clean them up without really dealing that much damage at all. Resources lost, 85 versus 1,025. A significant difference, as it's really going to come down to Slavik to make some efficient battles happen. Fungal growths and banelings could be doing exactly that. Vikings now looking for perhaps any extra units. Marines are now just engaging against all the units there. The banelings may come in for a splash. No splash, as the Marines are now trying to engage again. Banelings are splashing there. A beautiful play by SeoHyung to actually bait a baneling to detonate, as the units are now backing away once more. Slavik not having very good not having very good creep spread at this point, actually having a little bit of dead creep in between those two locations, as a drone is now making its way off to establish up a fourth base. Interesting strategy by Slavik. Slavik wanting to perhaps take the economic lead, but the Marines are simply just going to be moving out far too much, and how deep SeoHyung's units are will just force a cancellation on this hatchery here in just a second. There you go. You can see the hatchery is off over there. The cancellation will be coming in. There it goes, as more Marines are now wandering down. Infestors are in position. Siege tanks do have siege tech. They are going to be covering from here up on the high ground, and that's going to cover much of the paths that the infestors are trying to make their way in. Here comes the engagement. Drones now just getting shot over here very deep inside. Banelings now trying to make their way in. Marines are still battling it up, but a very tight, narrow choke point as the Zerglings clean up the Marines that are on the back there. All right, it looks like could have been an attack or an engagement over here on the front. Slavik now trying to play defensively. Slavik is currently supply blocked at 120 over 112. Banelings trying to find their target. The Marines able to run away, but one final Baneling, just enough to finish it off, as a spine crawler is unable to root. Here we have it. More Marines are coming in to reinforce. More siege tanks are making their way down. Oh, but SeoHyung getting caught at a bad time, moving down with siege tanks. All the siege tanks down except for one now, as the Zerglings are not able to finish it off. Marines are now pushing in. It looks like the units are not reinforcing fast enough. More units are still reinforcing here. Looks like this hatchery will be falling, and Slavik, who is now only running on 2 bases, is going to be in a world of hurt, as the Queen's now trying to make their way over. Transfusions do come off to save the hatchery, as the Marines are now finishing off some more Zerglings. Is it going to be enough? That is the question. Hatchery finally falls, as Slavik says GG, good luck. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.